Hello and welcome to Brilliant POV. Welcome to this video where we'll take you on a journey of the most devastating airline crashes in history. These tragic events not only took the lives of hundreds of innocent passengers and crew members but also left an indelible mark on the aviation industry. Each crash has its own story, a tale of human error, technical malfunctions, and even acts of terror. 1. The Tenerife Airport disaster, also known as the KLM Pan Am disaster, occurred on March 27, 1977, on the Canary island of Tenerife, Spain. It was the deadliest aviation accident in history, with a total of 583 deaths. The disaster was caused by a series of miscommunications and errors between the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Flight 4805 and the air traffic control at Tenerife's Los Rodeos Airport, now Tenerife North Airport. The KLM flight, a Boeing 747, was preparing for takeoff while the Pan Am Flight 1736, a Boeing 747, was taxiing on the runway. The KLM flight, which had been cleared for takeoff, collided with the Pan Am flight, killing all 248 passengers and crew on the Pan Am flight and 335 passengers and crew on the KLM flight. The disaster was a result of poor decision-making by the KLM captain and air traffic control, as well as a lack of standard procedures for handling non-normal situations at the airport. It led to changes in international aviation regulations and the standardization of communication procedures between pilots and air traffic control. 2. The Japan Airlines Flight 123 was a scheduled domestic Japan Airlines passenger flight from Tokyo's Haneda Airport to Osaka International Airport, Japan. On August 12, 1985, the Boeing 747 SR operating the flight suffered a failure of the rear pressure bulkhead, which caused the plane to crash into a mountain range in Ueno, Gunma Prefecture, Japan. All 15 crew members and 505 out of 509 passengers on board died, making it one of the deadliest single aircraft accidents in history. The accident was caused by a repair done on the plane's rear pressure bulkhead after a tailstrike incident that had occurred on the plane in 1978. The repair was not done to the high standards of Japan Airlines maintenance, and the bulkhead eventually failed in flight, causing a loss of control of the aircraft. The accident also highlighted the lack of safety culture within Japan Airlines, as well as the lack of proper maintenance procedures in the airline industry. The accident led to significant changes in the airline industry, including improvements in maintenance procedures and regulations, increased emphasis on safety culture, and the introduction of the black box flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder. 3. The Turkish Airlines Flight 981, also known as the Ermenonville air disaster, was a scheduled Turkish Airlines passenger flight from Orly Airport, Paris, France, to Istanbul Ataturk Airport, Turkey. On March 3, 1974, the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 operating the flight crashed into a forest in Ermenonville, France, killing all 346 passengers and crew on board. The accident was caused by a failure of the cargo door, which caused the floor of the aircraft to collapse and the tail section to detach. This caused a loss of control and the plane crashed. The investigation into the accident revealed that the cargo door design was flawed, and that the door was not able to withstand the stress of flight. Additionally, it was found that the airline's maintenance procedures were inadequate and that the airline's training and safety culture were poor. The accident led to significant changes in the aviation industry, including improvements in cargo door design, and more stringent maintenance and inspection procedures. It also led to improvements in safety culture and training within the airline industry. The incident was considered as one of the worst air disasters at that time. 4. American Airlines Flight 191 was a scheduled American Airlines passenger flight from Chicago O'Hare International Airport to Los Angeles International Airport. On May 25, 1979, the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 operating the flight experienced an engine failure during takeoff, causing the plane to crash into a field near the airport, killing all 271 passengers and crew on board, as well as 2 people on the ground. The accident was caused by a failure of the plane's left engine, which had not been properly maintained by the airline. The engine failure caused the engine and its pylon to detach from the wing, causing the plane to roll and crash. The investigation also revealed that the airline had a poor safety culture, and that the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, had not adequately enforced safety regulations. The accident led to significant changes in the aviation industry, including the grounding of all DC-10s for inspection, improvements in engine maintenance and inspection procedures, and increased oversight by the FAA of airline safety practices. The accident is still the deadliest aviation accident involving a U.S. airline. 5. The Charkhi Dadri Mid-Air Collision was a collision between Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907. On November 12, 1996, the two planes collided in midair near Charkhi Dadri, a small village in the state of Haryana, India, resulting in the deaths of all 349 passengers and crew on board both flights. The accident was caused by a series of errors made by the air traffic controllers at New Delhi Indira Gandhi International Airport. The Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight was given clearance to descend to an altitude that was already occupied by the Kazakhstan Airlines Flight. The two planes collided at an altitude of 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, and both planes crashed to the ground. The accident led to significant changes in the aviation industry, including improvements in air traffic control procedures, and increased emphasis on safety culture. The accident was considered as one of the worst mid-air collision at that time. United Airlines Flight 232 was a scheduled United Airlines passenger flight from Denver to Chicago O'Hare International Airport. On July 19, 1989, the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 operating the flight experienced a catastrophic failure of its tail-mounted engine, which caused a loss of all hydraulic systems. The flight crew was able to make an emergency landing at Sioux City Gateway Airport in Iowa, but 112 of the 296 passengers and crew on board died as a result of the crash. The accident was caused by a failure of the plane's tail-mounted engine, which was caused by a design defect. The engine failure caused a loss of all hydraulic systems, making it impossible for the flight crew to control the plane. Despite this, the flight crew was able to make an emergency landing at Sioux City Gateway Airport in Iowa, and credit with the save of 185 lives. The accident led to significant changes in the aviation industry, including improvements in aircraft design, and more stringent maintenance and inspection procedures. It also led to improvements in training for dealing with in-flight emergencies and prompted the Federal Aviation Administration to review the safety of the DC-10. 7 Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 was a scheduled international passenger flight from Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysia to Beijing Capital International Airport, China. On March 8, 2014, the Boeing 777-200ER operating the flight disappeared from radar, and no trace of the plane or its 239 passengers and crew has been found. The exact cause of the disappearance is still unknown, and an extensive search effort in the southern Indian Ocean failed to locate the wreckage. The investigation revealed that the plane's transponder, which transmits the plane's location, was deliberately turned off, and the plane's communication systems were manually disconnected. The plane then flew for several hours off its intended course before crashing into the Indian Ocean. The incident led to significant changes in the aviation industry, including improvements in aircraft tracking systems and emergency procedures. It also led to increased emphasis on the importance of flight data and cockpit voice recorders. The MH370 incident remains one of the greatest aviation mystery, and the search for the wreckage is still ongoing. As we come to the close of this emotional journey, it's vital to remember that though these tragic events took many lives, they have also instigated a significant progress in aviation safety. The knowledge gained from these crashes has been implemented to enhance aircraft design, maintenance and inspection procedures, emergency response protocols and much more. The aviation industry has come a long way in ensuring the safety of passengers and crew and will continue to do so in the future. The memory of those who lost their lives in these tragic events will always be etched in our hearts and honored. We hope this video not only provided you with information but also stirred deep thoughts within you and gave you a deeper understanding of the events and their impact on the aviation industry. Thank you for watching and remembering. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.